Yo, guys. Hold on, let me turn on some music real quick. I'm gonna try to make this video as short as I can, but the all of BT6 just came out. Shout out to DigimonCard.dev as always for providing us with an excellent website so that we look at all of these cards because they are all here, boys and girls. And if I have to say, I think this is arguably the best set we've had competitive wise, because maybe we don't have the best new archetypes introduced, but every set, every deck gets better with all the cards that are released in this set. So you guys know the drill. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It is 5 in the morning for me. I just got off work because I work a night shift. You guys know how it is. We have some cards to look at. So we're just gonna go over all the ones that I haven't been posting on my community page. If you guys want to look at some other cards and me and talking about them in detail, check out the community page. That's wherever I like post new card releases. But anyways, we're just gonna go over everything in the pages one by one. I'm not even gonna bother doing any particular order. We got a red Demi Maramon. When you attack a player, it gets 1000 DP. General power boost, pretty good, especially since you're attacking a player, right? Because that's where you have to be worried about stuff like Omnimon's security and stuff like that. So it's pretty nice. New blue card, GuardianGamingTCG. Hopefully you guys can read everything. Once per turn, when one of your opponent's Digivolution card is trash, trigger, draw 1. Hexablaumon loves this, especially since it has a lot of new ways to trash cards. So this is great because it gives us more draw power in case Upamon doesn't proc all the time. It's essentially a more consistent 5th egg than Demi Vmon or anything like that. So good egg, like that egg a lot. Bibimon. Bibimon's a little bit weird. If you have three security cards, gain 1 memory. We do of course have Dynasmon in this set, and a lot of yellow cards that support trashing security. So obviously being at 3 security is not the hardest thing in the world. But usually when you're playing these strategies, you're usually going above 3 security, right? Like you do something to put you at 3 security, and then you do some sort of recovery to end you without having 3 security. So this card's probably not that great. But it's not a bad card either. There's just so many good yellow cards. Pinamon, when you attack an opponent's Digimon, trigger, draw 1. A lot of green decks have a lot of control focus, so this is great for green. So shout out to Control Green, being great as always. Another good one, Pogomon, just a bajillion Pogomon eggs. Reveal the top card of your deck, add it to your hand if it's a black Digimon card, otherwise place it at the bottom of your deck. So it's essentially a draw card for black decks, which is excellent. Like, I mean, more draw cards are good, consistency is key. We all know how it is. Sunomon, once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger, draw 1. That's kind of nutty because we have a lot of trash cards, trash 1 card, draw a card effects in purple. So this is amazing. I love this because it doesn't proc on deletion, and it can proc multiple times a game as long as your Digimon's alive. So this is awesome. This is amazing. I'm very happy about this. So that's all the eggs. I don't think we've seen any of them already, so that's great. We've already seen the Agumon with the Bonded Courage stuff, so I'm not going to go over that. Let's just go over the stuff that I know is brand new. First of all, I know we've seen the Shoutmon before, but once again, I cannot stress enough how exciting it is that we have a set that focuses that has so much focus on powering up old decks. So now Omni Shoutmon is stronger because of this card, and we also have this card that also kind of makes Omni Shoutmon stronger. It's a level 5 Digimon with Blitz, which is great, and it has 8,000 power, so it's not even that bad. And of course, we have Ancientgrey becoming stronger because of another red hybrid that supports it, giving it piercing. So that's awesome. And then we have, of course, Hackmon. And if you guys have saw my stream, I had a lot of difficulty testing Justmon because it just felt incomplete. But now we have it completed because now we have the level 4 Bao Hackmon, which if you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, delete 1 Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. So board control, excellent, love it. It's a win attacking skill, and it's once per turn, unfortunately, but great. We love this. All right, and then we have this card, which is also nutty. First of all, it has an ability of when Digivolving, play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon its name from your hand without paying its memory cost. So when Digivolving plus a body is already great. And it has to be from your hand, unfortunately, but it's still like excellent. Just when Digivolving plus 1 body, and that body either gains you a memory or draws you a card. So amazing card. And if you have a Digimon card with Sistermon in its name in play, unsuspend this Digimon on your Justmon because it's an inheritable effect, right? I guess it can work on anything, right? Which is actually kind of cool. So if you have any Digimon evolved on top of this in a Justmon deck, becomes good because it gets to attack twice. So that could be interesting to add more level 6s in the deck. Of course, the deck wants to be really consistent, so it doesn't really want to play multiple different level 6s, but it can. But I think you're better off playing cards like Red Memory Boost, maybe like 1 or 2 extra level 6s. But this is great because I'm just going to go ahead and jump to it so we can get over all the Justmon support. We have a brand new red option card that has an effect of one of your Digimon with Hackmon in its name or Royal Knight can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So now this Justmon that's usually going to have 16,000 DP and piercing will be able to attack unsuspended Digimon just like Omni Shoutmon can with its inheritable effects. Which now means we have a removal option in red that doesn't have to, we don't have to play a big option card to remove Digimon because this dude can just attack over guys. So that's amazing. Love that. I mean, I don't know how many other red Royal Knights there are in the game. I guess there's like, is Galmon a Royal Knight? I believe Galmon. I don't know if Galmon, the card itself, is a Royal Knight, but Galmon's not super great. But Galmon being able to attack twice and use his ability to discard security is really nice. It is a Royal Knight. There we go. And it has a when attacking, trash one of your opponent's security card for every 10 cards in the trash. That's not once per turn. So if you attack twice with this card, that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. It is a evolution cost, but you know we can make these things work. High evolution cost is what I was trying to say. Also, I apologize if the video is unedited. I'm just gonna slam this out there as soon as I'm done recording. Honestly, I don't want to make this video too long, but that's kind of something I want to do. Other than that, nothing else too interesting here. 5 2/2 cost, 5 2/2 evolve with 7k power. Very strong level 4, but other than that, not super interesting. We've seen the Three Musketeers. They have their own little archetype synergy in the set as well, which we'll go over when we get to it. Now for the blue stuff. Some new Digimon that are worth playing. This guy gives your Digimon 2,000 more DP if they attack while your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play. Pretty nice power boost. 2,000 is a really nice power boost. Once again, they are power increasing stuff like Ancient Garurumon, which is nice. Another great Digimon to play here is on level 5 Leomon. It's Pogomon, I think that's how you say his name. And then when attacking once per turn, gain 1 memory as an inheritable. So that's great. Just more memory gain is always nice. We've already seen a lot of these other guys, and then we have one new level 6 we haven't seen yet. Pogomon has a Digiburst. Your Digimon can be blocked by opponent's Digimon this turn for Digiburst 2. It's cool. Probably wouldn't play it, but it's cool nonetheless. I don't think it's actually worth playing at all, but whatever. Now yellow. First of all, we have a new Tinkermon, which means what is it? What's the Petermon? Petermon now has more targets, which is excellent. It's really, really good if you want to make it like a Petermon-esque kind of strategy. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon. On deletion, I'm sorry. One of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -1. So not only does Petermon now give you more bodies, but when these guys get deleted, you can just stall for an extra turn. So it's really interesting. It's like one turn play Petermon, put more Digimon on board. Next turn attack, get them deleted. Stall for another turn. Next turn play Petermon, rinse and repeat. You can also do the Masamon strategy with this kind of thing for a little bit of stalling, which is really, really interesting. I like that a lot. Now, I mentioned Masamon because a lot of these yellow cards support you trashing your own security to gain effects, which Masamon already does. And Masamon actually pairs really well with Dynasmon because Dynasmon recovers security in all turns as long as you go below 3, which is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and go over, I guess let's go over Dynasmon. I know we've already seen it before, but it's nice talking about it so that we can get an idea of the rest of the strategy. We all know what Masamon does, trash your security card, put a level 4 on board. But this card has Windage Evolving. Trash the top card of your security stack to reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. Add up to 2 level 6 or lower Digimon cards from among them to your hand. Trash remaining cards. So this is good because it adds consistency. It's level 6 or lower, which is great, which means you can add cards like Mastemon. And you can trash the cards that you want to be put in the trash to revive with Mastemon. I'm talking things like Garurumon that can recover. I'm talking Lucemon, all sorts of stuff like that. So that's really cool. The recovery cards, I do like the fact that we have a lot of recovery cards in yellow that are from Digimon, so that Masamon can discard your security and then recover it back using those effects. But first things first, when a card is removed from your security stack for any reason, this is including things like TK, because we've seen a rule like this already with a Kairi. As long as your security was removed, no matter at one point whether the effect is finished or not, that security was removed, therefore you proc the effect. But anyways, once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger recovery +1. So this means that you can do something along the lines of, say you have Dynasmon on the board, you evolve into Mastemon, you trash your top security, you're down to 3, you recover immediately because of Dynasmon. Mastemon will be able to use the ability to play down something like Lucemon, and that will put you back up to, so now you're back up to 5, something along the lines of that. So that's really, really cool. So that's that. Yeah, that's something kind of handy. Well, it's not really much else to talk about there, but let's go over these yellow Digimon that kind of support that strategy. We have a new Tapirmon. When a card is removed from your security stack, trigger draw 1, so more consistency. We've already seen Pulsemon. Wizardmon is kind of cool. We haven't talked about it on the channel yet, but when a card is removed from security, gain a memory. So once again, all these effects that proc from removing your own security. We have 2 new hard plays. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger draw 2 for this one. And this one is, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, gain 2 memory. So obviously 2 decent hard plays, 4 cost, and it's alright. We have this beautiful man, Hackmon. Look at that. Look how gorgeous he is, dude. Anyways, we have Mammothmon. While you have 3 or fewer security cards, this Digimon gets 1000 DP. Kind of on the weaker end. I mean, it's a 5 cost, which is actually a nice hard play, but nice hard play cost, I should say. But overall, not a great inheritable. A new Mastemon. When a card is removed from your security stack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for a turn. So we have some really powerful DP reduction in minus 2000 DP, which obviously stacks with a lot of different minus DP reduction effects. Is this great? I'm going to be testing it personally because I'm not super sure yet, but you know, I feel like it's decent. We have another guy is when attacking, you may trash the top card as your security to have one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5000 DP for the turn. It's on a level 5, so it's pretty volatile, but it's pretty like risky. But Manticoremon looks great, so that's awesome. And then we've already seen Pogomon play some guys. Doesn't really matter. We have a new guy, Skull Mammothmon. It's a blocker, a yellow level 6 blocker, which is really interesting and not something I was expecting to see. All turns, while you have 3 or fewer security cards, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. So it becomes 13,000 if you have some security cards. Overall, not really sure why you would play this, but you know, it's cool nonetheless, I guess. So Skull Mammothmon. So that's all the yellow cards that matter. We'll look at the option cards later. We have some new green boys. Let's see what's really relevant. There's actually not that many green boys because some of them were delegated to Eosmon slots. But as far as anything that's interesting, it's this guy. No, not this guy. This guy's also cool. Eldoradimon. Has security attack +1, but it has a very nice skill, which means your opponent's effects can't reduce his Digimon's DP. So if yellow is really meta, you're going to obviously just tech this into any green deck, which is really nice. Obviously, green has their own tamer hybrid Digimon now, which is really nice. And then we have this guy, once per turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, unsuspend it. It's 8000 DP, which is actually not bad. So you can attack something, unsuspend, and then evolve, and then maybe attack again if you have enough memory. But this guy is a guy that's crazy. It does actually help a lot in like Mega Zoo-esque strategies because it's got a really strong effect. During your opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, suspend up to 2 of their Digimon without blocker. So you can just straight up, anytime your opponent attacks, you can suspend their Digimon, which is that's so cool. That's super cool. Because now it's going to be really hard to start attacking your opponent's security if you have this guy down. It is very expensive, don't get me wrong. But in a Mega Zoo strategy, if you can afford that, that is so worth it because they have to remove it or else they're barely ever going to be able to play the game. It does have the you know, standard hybrid Digimon thing where you may play 1 level 4 green hybrid Digimon from your hand without paying its memory costs on deletion. But more importantly, that first skill is so strong. I'm really excited about testing this out in more Chaos Green builds. We can move on to black now. We've seen most of these cards already, but black has so much more security skills, dude. We have this guy on security, play it. We already have Shademon, we already have Omnimon, Zwart D, we already have Garurumon. Now we have this guy, and we have one more, I believe. Oh yeah, we have this guy, which has security, and then also on top of security, trigger D-Digivolve 1. Well, it doesn't really come out security, but you know what I mean. So like at the end of the battle, trigger Digivolve 1 as one of your opponent's Digimon, but it doesn't get on play, which is unfortunate. But it is really cool that we have more security effects in black. Other than that, like this is probably the strongest guy we've seen. While your opponent has a unsuspended Digimon in play, the Digimon gains security attack +1, which means that all the Digimon have to always be suspended or else they get punished by this guy. Also, that artwork is amazing. Look at this artwork, dude. It's so cool. It's so cool. And then we have like 2 guys here, a red one and a black one, that both are counting as red and black on board. 6 cost, level 5 Digimon. Actually pairs pretty well with this 3 Musketeer strategy, which is what this guy does as well. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck on play. Add 1 Digimon card with 3 Musketeers in its type and or an option card with a memory cost of 7 among them to your hand. trash remaining cards. And then this Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon with 3 Musketeers in its type from your hand with a memory cost of 6, ignoring its evolution requirements. So for 6 memory, you can Digivolve into the guy up here, which has the on Digivolution effect of playing a level 7, an option with 7 memory in its hand. From your hand for free. It doesn't matter what the color is, because all the 3 Musketeer... Actually, it doesn't matter what the color... Wait, hold on. Let me reread that. Okay, hold on. When Digivolving, you may use an option card with memory of 7 costs in your hand without paying its memory cost. If you did not use an option card with its effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. So this card, I'm assuming it doesn't matter what the color is because it's an effect. Like, you're just using the effect of the card. It doesn't matter what because you're not playing the card, you're using the effect of the card. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what the color is. It's just cool. That's all I'm trying to say there. And then we have the black guy, Gundraman, here, which is on Digivolution. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may use one option card with a memory of cost of 7 among them without paying its memory cost. Once again, because you're not playing the card, you are using the effect of the card. You don't have to worry about what the color is. And then you trash remaining. And if you don't use an option card, delete the Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. So that's pretty cool. So both of these can evolve from this guy, which this guy can search for them as well. Some option cards with 7 or less. And then all the 3 Musketeer options that are specific don't matter what color you play as long as there's a 3 Musketeer guy on the board. So that's pretty nice. Other than that, that's it for the purple. And then we have one more 3 Musketeer support, which is this guy. You may trash 1 card in your hand on play. And if you do, return 1 Digimon card with 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeers in this type from your trash to your hand. You guys know the 7 Demon Lords. We have Lilithmon, Titamon, Barbamon, Beelzemon. I'm trying to remember them all off the top of my head. The big round guy that becomes muscular. I can't remember his name. Okay, I can't remember all the names off the top of my head, but you guys know who they are. All right, the only ones that I think are relevant is Titamon, Lady Devimon, not Lady Devimon. She becomes Lilithmon, and Beelzemon. And I think that's it, right? Titamon, Beelzemon, and Lilithmon are the only ones that exist at the moment. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure those are the only ones that exist at the moment. And I'm not even sure if Titamon is one, actually. I might be wrong about that. It is, oh, it's not one. And never mind. I always thought Titamon was one when I was a kid. So it still sticks with me when I'm older. But anyways, yeah, that aside, that's what matters. Cool. Anything else from purple that matters? We have a lot of these discard effects, which does pair well with Titamon. We have these new megas over here. They're kind of interesting. It has retaliation for 10k 3. You guys can read. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play 1 Ornismon from your hand from your trash without paying its memory cost. Really similar to Devimon's strategy with Baby Devimon, with the Demi Devimon skill, I should say. This one has retaliation, and then this is the guy that you can play, which has an on-play effect of delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon with security attack +1 as well. So that's pretty cool. Is there any Digimon I forgot to mention? I feel like there was one. There's this guy. I mean, he doesn't really do anything. Has reboot, and then once per turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted, trigger Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. So this is good in like a blocker build, where you just let your blockers die, and then like you just Digivolve something because something died. So that's pretty decent, I suppose. Nothing else super relevant I can see here. As far as that goes, the option cards are kind of cool. We also have some tamers I don't think we've seen yet, like this guy. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. Good in like a blocker build. Once again, when one of your black Digimon is deleted, you may suspend this tamer to draw 1. Once again, good in a blocker build. So, and plus, look how they look great, dude. They look really good together, which is great. Anyways, like I said, we have some really cool option cards. We have this guy over here. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. If your opponent has 3 or more Digimon in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 13,000 DP or less, which is great for a 4 cost. Being able to delete something with 13k power for a 4 cost is kind of crazy. It's actually super crazy. Some other guys worth mentioning. Let's see. Is it this one? Return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to their hand. If your opponent has 3 or more Digimon, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the owner's deck instead. It's pretty okay. Nothing too great there. Oh, some really cool guys here. This one has trash the top card of your security stack, then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. pretty good for only 1 memory. You are trashing security, which benefits all the other security skill, but this is the most important one. We finally have a decent removal spell in yellow. One of your opponents might get minus 15,000 DP for the turn. In most cases, that'll be killing everything. Like, the only things that it won't kill are Digimon that have those plus power effects during all turns. Things that come to mind are Lord Nightmon, but usually those effects only happen during your opponent's turn, which means during your turn, you can delete pretty much anything with Wyvern's Breath, which is excellent. We have a lot of 0 cost guys too, like this guy's really cool. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2 memory on deletion, which is great because you're a green deck, which means you're controlling your opponent's board by killing them through the Sarismon. So Sarismon gets a nice buff in this set, which is really nice. And of course, black has the same thing, but the reverse. Like, black has one of your own Digimon gain 2 memory if they get deleted, which is good for, once again, a blocker build. Not only is this good for blockers, it's actually insane for blockers. Because could you imagine your opponent attacks, you block, and then all of a sudden they can't, their turn ends? That's so good. That's super good. So it's a great way to stop your opponent from attacking as well. Black also has some other decent removal cards. Delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. This is probably one of the best removal cards we've seen because it has the potential of clearing really, really big boards. Really, really strong boards, I should say. And then we have this guy as well. Like, black has some really strong removal now. This guy just deletes everything on the board with 7k, with 7 play costs or less, which is insane. That's pretty much most level 5s and under. That's pretty much all the relevant level 5s for the most part. So this is really, really strong. It does delete your own Digimon, so you have to keep that in mind, but what a nuke, dude. That's really, really powerful. And then we have good old, what's this card? This one's really interesting. When you trash it through your own effect, you draw a card. So it really feels like, what's that word? Like an upstart goblin in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just like trash and draw, so you're playing a thinner deck kind of. And then its other effect is you may play 1 level 4 lower Digimon card when you actually play the card from your trash without paying its memory cost. But it does activate on play effects, which is kind of nice, but for 4 costs it's a terrible skill. But that first skill is really nice if you're just looking to thin out your discarding Digimon purple deck, which is kind of interesting. We have another decent Musketeer option. Delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon, so just a free removal for level 6s or lower, which is always great. Hell's Gate does 6 or higher. This is going to be doing 6 or lower, but it costs more. But anyways, if you have any Digimon and play with 3 Musketeers, you get to activate it no matter the color. So, And then of course we do have Alphamon, another security Digimon for black, which does have some really interesting way of like stopping your opponent from attacking. Like, up to 12 of your opponent's Digimon cannot attack player for the turn. If you have an X Antibody or Royal Knight Digimon in play already, it's kind of hard to do because you have to have one of those guys. It's not a lot of Royal Knights in black. You could have Alphamon, you could have Genkumon. I think that's the guy up here, right? The guy that can remove guys. Yeah, Genkumon, who's also a Royal Knight. In black, you can always play like an Omnimon, stuff like that. But overall, it's pretty cool. It has a when attacking gain 2 memory. It has another effect of when attacking you may play up to 5 memory for each memory spent. This Digimon gains 1,000 DP for the turn, so you can make yourself 16,000 for 5. But after the attack is over, you gain 2 memory. So usually I would just probably not use any of this and just gain 2 memory when attacking, which is already just great on its own. So that's really nice. Unfortunately, this is the kind of security where you have to add this card to your hand and it doesn't get played immediately, which kind of sucks, but you know, it's decent, I guess. And then we have Belle Starmon. Or Belle Starmon, I should say. I was really excited about seeing this card. I'm kind of disappointed with how it ended up, but overall, I was really hoping Beelzemon Blast Mode specifically, but Beelzemon in general is like one of my favorite Digimon, like ever, if not my favorite Digimon. I can't think of a Digimon I like more than Beelzemon. I just thought he was really cool, specifically in Cross Wars, which is kind of blasphemous. But I thought Beelzemon was such a cool Digimon in Blast Wars. I was like, in Cross Wars, super sick. And then like, I watched, obviously I liked him in like, was it like 3rd season as well? Probably one of the better seasons, if not the best season. Some people say it's the best season. Do you guys think it's the best season? I need to rewatch it a few more times to say if it's the best or not. I like the tone that it has, for sure. I just don't know if it's the best season. But that aside, I was really excited about seeing like the lady counterpart of Beelzemon. I was hoping that they would have some sort of synergy so I could play a really strong Beelzemon deck, because that's ultimately what I want to do, is play a really strong Beelzemon deck. Unfortunately, it does not have anything like that. It has a really cool on-play effect. It could be really cheap. Like let's think about this logistically, right? When playing this card from your hand, reduces play cost for 1 for each 3 Musketeer Digimon card and option card with the memory cost of 7 in your trash. Now, obviously, this can eventually be free, but if we're gonna think about it in the sense of a deck, right? There are 3 different 3 Musketeer Digimon, obviously, but let's assume that you have no Belle Starmon in your trash. It's just exclusively the other 2 guys, and then the 3 different 7 cost supporters or option cards, I should say, that are 3 Musketeer support options. So that's like 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That's like 20 cards that aren't Belle Starmon that you can throw in the trash. This is easy enough to do because you have the ability to throw away cards through Gundraman. Gundraman can speed up that process, right? Because you are trashing 5 with Gundraman. But is it great? I mean, like, if you have around half of your cards in there, you can, you know, play it pretty cheap. But it has on play, return 1 option card for memory cost of 7 from your trash, then use 1 option card with memory cost of 7 in your hand without paying its memory cost. So you can return a card and use a card. It doesn't have to be the same card you return, but it could be any card in your hand. Well, it's kind of cool, you know. I'm a fan. I have to really play around with the deck because you guys know I love Megazoo. Let me actually make my, so you guys get the full artwork there. Look at that gorgeous artwork. Beautiful, beautiful girl. She's gonna have waifu tax, which is gonna be very upsetting. But you know, I'm excited. I can't wait to own this card personally. Alphamon as well, and I know this set has like a parallel art Omnimon, which I'm really excited about owning as well. Oh boy! With that aside, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of in the comments down below. I love how so many cards from so many previous sets get boosted. Just off the top of my head, you have Shoutmon, you have the Ancient Garurumon, Ancient Greymon, Sarismon, Hexablaumon, Mastemon. Some of these sets go all the way back to like set 1. Like Royal Knight Digimon in general get a buff. What else gets a buff? Like Green just in general gets a buff because of this guy. Black gets a buff, kind of. Blocker Black gets a buff, which is already great. Like so stuff like Craniamon gets a buff. Purple really has a brand new archetype kind of thing. It generally buffs the consistency kind of strategy that Purple's going for, which is nice. But overall, and then of course Yellow just gets a massive buff because they have a really good removal option. The one card we were all hoping to get is a good removal spell, and this is a great one. It's 8 cost, which is unfortunate. It's essentially a Terra Force though, so we're all happy about that. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz, and I'll see you guys next time.